Hey guys, Andy with Rock Solid Surfaces. Today I want to talk about kitchen sinks. Cause I'm all about the sinks, Yeah. Are we ready? Kitchen sinks is probably the most overlooked aspect of buying new countertops that we run into. You're just not thinking about it. Today I want to talk about two different materials that are used in producing kitchen sinks today. The first material is good old stainless steel. Stainless steel sinks are some of the most economical sinks you can buy. Don't be fooled, some of them are chintzy pieces of crap. They dress themselves up in fancy boxes with cursive labels, then they sit on the shelves and they wait for you to walk by so they can whisper sweet nothings in your ear like a siren calling out to a lost sailor. Don't be a lost sailor. Buying a cheap undermount sink is just not worth it. You're gonna fill this thing with 100 pounds or more, potatoes, water, babies. So let's design this for success by starting out with a good quality stainless steel sink. So here's a few things to look for when you're trying to select the perfect stainless steel sink. Number 1, size matters. The gauge matters, which is kind of the size. The gauge is a measurement of how thick the metal was that was used to make the sink. The thicker the metal, the better the sink. But just like golf or super secret spy guns, the smaller the number, the better. For comparison, a 16 gauge sink is 25% thicker than an 18 gauge sink. If you're shopping for sinks at a box store, you're probably looking at 18 gauge sinks. At Rock Solid Surfaces, we only order 16 gauge sinks. Next feature on a stainless steel sink, sound dampeners. Sound dampeners are basically foam pads with a coating around the underside of the sink that helps get rid of that chintzy metal sound that cheaper sinks are going to have. So if your goal is to annoy your neighbors while they're watching Jeopardy next door, you're going to want to skip this feature. But if you're a considerate neighbor, you want to flip that sink over before you buy it. The last feature of stainless steel sinks is the wide variety of styles and sizes that are available. Stainless steel sinks gives you the ability to get a little creative, maybe a little funky, when you're doing your new kitchen. So that's stainless steel in a nutshell. Next, we're going to cover composite sinks. Maybe you've never heard the term composite sink, or maybe you've heard it but you really weren't sure what it was. You will be enlightened! Today, I'm going to cover everything that you need to know about composite sinks. First, composite sinks are made from 80% natural stone. That means they're hard. Real hard. Like as hard as being nice to your Uncle Frank at Thanksgiving hard. Number 2, they're the most scratch and stain resistant sink on the market today. Notice I didn't say proof, because we still have to use common sense, right? But seriously, these sinks can handle kitchen abuse like Chuck Norris can handle a rogue band of angry ninjas. And lastly, they come in a whole variety of colors, from black to white and all the neutral earth tones in between. You might say composite sinks are the NAACP of the sink world. If you hate Trump, buy a composite sink. I know I said I was only going to talk about 2 kinds of sinks, but there is one more kind of sink that I would like to cover. Dual mount sinks. Dual mount sinks are designed to be used in a drop-in or an undermount application. They call them dual mount, but they're not. My experience with dual mount sinks has been terrible. They rarely fit into the base cabinet correctly, they don't leave room to properly mount the sink, and the way that they're shaped just doesn't lend itself to being mounted underneath the counter. It's kind of like buying unisex underwear. Sure, you can get them on, but it's just not pleasant. So the next time you see that awesome sink deal at Costco, look away and keep walking to the next Chipotle hummus sample station. If you have more questions about sinks, come in. We'll talk to you about it. We have dozens and dozens of options available. We can find the perfect sink to fit your perfect countertops in your perfect kitchen. Andy with Rock Solid Surfaces, your countertop and sink expert. I'm all about the sinks, You just got me doing that. Really?